Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to a match here on WWE 2K25. This is the first of our first round matches of the hardcore #1 contendership tournament. This one is Raven versus Cactus Jack versus Tommy Dreamer. Now, we're going to have 4 first round matches today and 4 first round matches tomorrow. The winners of those 8 matches will move on to 2 Fatal 4-Way semi-finals next Saturday. The winners of those 2 matches will move on to face off against Terry Funk for the Hardcore Championship. But the people that finish second in those 2 matches will also get an opportunity to fight for a 4th and final place. Does that make sense? And if it doesn't, tough. Was kicking things off then with Mick Foley versus Raven versus Tommy Dreamer. Let's have a quick look at this system. So, old Cactus here is currently in 1053rd position. He is terrible in our ranking system. Currently on -5 after 36 matches. +1 for the year, but really does need a boost. And this could be massive. I mean, if he can have a strong run in this Hardcore Championship tournament, then there's an opportunity that he could drag himself kicking and streaming out of the minuses and up even possibly into the pluses. Next up then, looking at Raven, he currently sits on 0 after 11 matches. Already had 2 matches this year apparently, I don't remember them, but we've used him twice already this year apparently. And finally then, Tommy Dreamer, -1 after only 4 matches, so not many matches in the past for him at all to show what he can do. But again, big opportunities. I mean, all 3 of these guys are very, very talented, and to be honest, any one of the 3 of them could go on to win this match and secure their place in the semi-final next Saturday. So look at the rest of the matches we have planned in for you today then. All going to be triple threats. So yeah, kicking things off with this one then, Cactus Jack, Raven, Tommy Dreamer. Next up, in a couple of hours' time, we'll have Matanza Cueto versus Abyss versus Kane in a real monster's ball. Next up, we'll have Pagano versus Psycho Clown versus Vampiro in a Psycho Circus match. Before finally the 4th and final match of the qualifiers today, Bam Bam Bigelow versus Abdullah the Butcher versus Bruiser Brody. So those are your 4 first round matches planned in for today. We'll have another 4 lined up for you tomorrow before the pay-per-view. Don't forget, we've actually got the first of When Worlds Collide tomorrow as well, which is already more or less set in stone. So we've changed one bit of the match. So we've got Kurt Angle versus Chad Gable versus Josh Alexander versus Shelton Benjamin. Originally, Shelton was supposed to be Jack Swagger, but I could not find a good core for him, so we're going to go with Shelton Benjamin. Also on the pay-per-view, Eddie Guerrero versus Andrade. We will have Freedom, the team of Kairi Sane and Io Sky, challenging the Bella Twins for the SWE Women's Tag Team Championships. Cruiserweight Championship match as Sammy Guevara defends against Javon Evans and Leah Rush. Also triple threat action, Moose versus Omos versus Obafemi. We will have Rated RKO versus the winner of the public poll for the YouTube Tag Team Championships. At the moment, that looks pretty much set in stone to be the team of Joe Exotic, the team of Joe Hendry and Mr. Iguana. And then finally, for the SWE World Championship tomorrow, Malachi Black defends against Roman Reigns. We also have 4 more Hardcore Tournament number one rounds? Hardcore Tournament first round matches tomorrow. We'll have Penta versus Mil Muertes versus Chessman. We will have Rhino versus Masato Tanaka versus Mike Awesome. We've got Sandman versus Cibernetico versus New Jack. And we have got Jeff Hardy versus Sabu versus La Parka. So hopefully, we're going to get... Well, it's going to be a hell of a lot, isn't it? I've really overdone it this weekend. I decided I wanted to do a hardcore tournament, and I decided I wanted to do a tag team tournament, and I didn't really anticipate that both of them were going to take up so much freaking time, but it is what it is. As Raven finds himself a toy under the ring, it is a light tube. And swings. I think he caught both opponents there. Maybe more Cactus in the face as Dreamer takes him up in to the pile driver. Yeah, I mean, again, whoever wins this, whoever wins it, it is what it is, really, in my opinion. But I would like to see Cactus win it. I've always been a massive fan of Mick Foley, Cactus Jack, Mankind, all of those guys. And to see him so low in the ranking system does hurt me somewhat. So I would love to see Cactus have a strong performance here. And I just feel like Cactus getting the opportunity to go into a match with Terry Funk is just a perfect opportunity. Remember, Terry Funk is our current Hardcore Champion. So he'll be defending in next week's When Worlds Collide pay-per-view. And like I say, it'll be a 4-way at that pay-per-view. It'll be the 4 winners of today in a 4-way elimination match to determine who's in there, and the 4 winners of tomorrow again. And then the runners-up from both matches will get an extra chance to potentially join that fatal 4-way. Which hopefully makes sense, you know. We've got some more big ones next week then. So, yeah, a few big matches. Of course, we're still continuing on with the Tag Team Championship Tournament as well. We know we've got the Steiner Brothers versus America's Most Wanted, and we've got Alanzia di Plata y Oro, Mystico and Dralistico versus Future Shock, Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly. Also some interesting matches. Mr. Iguana versus Sharkboy versus Prince Puma in an Animal Kingdom match. And of course we've got those matches that led on from yesterday night. Perro Aguayo Sr. versus Vader. And Hulk Hogan in that massive match against Jey Uso. The match that everyone's been requesting for years and years and years is finally going to come to fruition. Anyway, enough babbling on. Get more into today's match. So a real classic sort of ECW match here. Did Mick Foley, Mick Foley did work ECW, didn't he? I think for a very short period of time. Did he? I might be wrong on that, you know. No, he was. Yeah, of course he was. In the very early days of ECW, 91 to 96. Yeah, so very briefly. It was across that time by the looks of it. That's not right, is it? Okay, so he worked WCW for the majority of that time. I think he did ECW for a short period of time. There we go. Extreme Championship Wrestling and Eastern Championship Wrestling at the time, 94 to 96. There we go. Okay. I knew he did. Facing off against the likes of the Sandman. Terry Funk as well, he faced off against Tommy Dreamer, okay. Well, he started a team with Tommy Dreamer, okay. Matches against the Dudley Boys, the Pitbulls, Raven, Stephen Richards, Raven's Nest, Shane Douglas, okay. Yeah, so he'd actually a pretty decent time for a couple of years at ECW. Before, of course, then doing a little bit more time in Japan up until 96, then joining the WWF. And it looks like here Dreamer and Raven working together on Cactus. I remember these are Extreme Rules matches. I believe I've set them to Falls Count anyway, but I can't remember off the top of my head, to be honest. And I remember then in terms of ranking points, the winner of this match will pick up a +3. 1 for winning the match and a bonus 2 points for defeating multiple opponents at once. Raven now with a trash can, sending Dreamer face first into the base of it, which is actually pretty hard place. I mean, the circular rim and the base is pretty solid, to be honest. Cactus now has the ring steps, going to bring him involved as Raven hitting the pile driver on the outside. The Cactus is going to be there to break it up straight away. Cactus now sending Raven crashing into the trash can, into the ground as well, now working over the arm. Cameraman again doing some fantastic work here. We've seen some great camera action this week, haven't we, in general. Raven now with a Raven effect DDT, that could be enough. I think Dreamer was up on his feet, but he's, yeah, he was caught behind the ring steps because the AI in this game is a little bit on the special side. Cactus now sent into... That's something they've got to fix, you know, is that when you take the top part off the ring steps and you throw your opponent into them, nothing happens. I think they should put a new animation in where they just run and maybe just trip over it and go flying over the top. That might make a bit more sense. Cactus now around the back of Raven. There's the high backdrop. Tommy Dreamer now brings Raven back up to a standing base. Crashed into the barricade. Cactus now. Oh, no, he looked like he was going to swing the light tube, but he was tripped up. All three guys back in the ring now, up on their feet. Raven slides at the back and a chop block away at the back of the knee of Cactus. So yeah, the next match is one that I'm really looking forward to then. The match between Matanza Cueto, Abyss and Kane. Kane's another one of those guys that's right at the bottom of the ranking system in a terrible position. As Tommy Dreamer then hitting the leg drop. Going to bring Raven back up to a standing base. There's a boot in the gut. And there is the DDT. Mad to think that all three of these guys' finishing maneuvers is a DDT, isn't it, really? But there you go. Tommy now, nice. Slam there on Cactus. That could be enough. You know, Raven's struggling to get back to it. He does get there, though, eventually. Okay. I thought Raven was going to struggle to get back up to his feet here, you know. Raven slides at the back in with the reverse DDT. Referee's been knocked flat out. I must admit, I didn't really pay attention to what happened there. The Dreamer now is going to hit that DDT on Cactus. Raven's down and out here. This could be enough. If Dreamer goes to the pin, it could be enough, but he was faffing far too long and has allowed Raven to get back up to his feet. But Raven's faffing now, doing it in a taunt rather than breaking the pin. He did get there in the end, though. Dreamer now nicely to suplex there on Raven. Getting a hold of those ring steps. Raven now up on the shoulders of Dreamer, who rolls through straight to Cactus, who sends him. Again, there needs to be an animation for that. It's just stupid. And there's the mandible claw, though. But that's not a submission hold on this game, is it? It's an actual impact maneuver. And Raven, again, able to break up the pin. Oh my god, they keep throwing him into that thing and doesn't do anything. Raven with the pile driver on Tommy Dreamer. And there's the DDT though, Raven with the Raven effect. Dreamer's out, this could be Raven's chance for the 1, for the 2, and the 3, and Raven gets it. I mean, I'm unhappy because I wanted Cactus to win, but Raven's a great winner still. So Tommy Dreamer then is going to move down to a -2 after 5 matches. Cactus is just, oh god, it gets worse and worse, doesn't it? He goes down to a 0 for the year, which puts him back down to a -6 overall, which does put him into the bottom sort of 15 people in the ranking system ever. But Raven then with that victory, he is going to get himself 1 point for the win, 2 points for the beating multiple opponents at once. So he goes from a 0 up to a 3. A +3. So he's going to go from 357th position after 12 matches. He's going to elevate himself up to 148th. He's just gained like 150 positions in one match. So there we go. Massive victory then for Raven. He is the first man into the semi-finals next Saturday. And of course, all of the 4 winners today will be in the same semi-final. And those matches for you one more time. Matanza Cueto, Abyss and Kane is up next. Then we've got Pagano, Psycho Clown and Vampiro. Before the last one of the day, Bam Bam Bigelow, Abdullah the Butcher and Bruiser Brody. Alright then, that is all we have planned in this one. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Of course, if you have, please do hit the like and subscribe, all the other good stuff. And I will see you again a little bit later on for our next match. Matanza Cueto, Kane, and the monster known as Abyss.